Yeah, that. Tiring. Remeyala Dimbenani. Dianne Lang Sum Chinsavaji. And Chatavilla, Chobambilla, Shabella, Esum the Chin Resua. Tangone Gawakane Jana Yala Dingonichewa, the Misiva, Jurchembojitan, Ani Gajor the top Chumbuchagore. The Indicala Pemisiva, Yala Dinde, Shuj Ketchumbuchavares.
And so within the text that we have been studying, the 7-limb prayer to Arya Tara, we have finished 3 of the 7 branches. We have finished the branch of prostration, the branch of making offerings, and the branch of confession. So these 3 we have completed instruction and commentary on. And actually, whatever good deed, whatever virtuous activities that we're doing, when we include them within these 7 branches, when we enact that virtue from within these 7 branches, it becomes something that it has a really very powerful cause. It really becomes a practice that is very powerful when we do so from within the 7 branches. And for that reason, the understanding and knowing the 7 branches is something that is very important.
Yutang mo, Kalenge mo, Samle Tony, Jingi Gawala, Tado Machache, Payapore, somebody not the Iran Chapare. Then you go out the Chitaki, Guchimbore, Pentochimbores.
And so today we will pick up at the branch of rejoicing. So I will speak about the branch of rejoicing. So when it comes to rejoicing, this is when we see that others have engaged in an activity or put forth some effort or worked very hard at something. And for us to regard that in a way with the kind of with a mental, with our own mental attitude, not falling into one of jealousy, but actually thinking, oh, wow, how really wonderful. That is so great. Good for them. And when we have this kind of attitude, then this is something that is really beneficial. This is something very powerful and very beneficial, just to cast our attitude from this orientation. And so, therefore, knowing about rejoicing is very important.
Bepachung lapchen chozo gela jisu iran chodo ma azir sumres bepachung jite lapchen bi chozo yala jisu iran la begawa jenta yo mares be misibate rewa jisu iran jite gala samle tang chojiri ngato manche gewanga me kombe wange niji gewa jana thado kilo mado a te apure samlo de khabudwa ndiji samlo khorina Kependa suyara rang la yore.
Rang la
yang. Kependa rang la yores. Wata pe yapore, tendi tadun tendi tegang la pe, nge tendi chuna samde cheway na, rangi ke wala rang la jizu rancha gorwa. Ujati gorwa. Wata tendi pe kepra chimbo yore, jizu rancha pe misi pe za chimbo jiris, samdo korcho.
And the Master Jetsun Kappa has said in regards to the branch of rejoicing, in regards to the branch of rejoicing, It is a small, although a small effort is made, although the effort one makes is small, the accumulation of virtue that one gains from it is great. And so, because when we think about it, you know, the branch of rejoicing, we're not putting forth any other effort than our own mental attitude. This is all about someone else's work, someone else's virtue, someone else's good deed, but it's how we then regard that. When we regard that and say, oh, wow, that is so wonderful, I am so happy for them, then this is something that takes only a small amount of effort, but again, as Jetsun Kappa has said, it really brings forth you know, an immense amount of virtue. And that is why it is said that this branch of rejoicing is something very powerful, very beneficial, and very sacred.
Oda tendigala a chi de diredo. Nyunde rangal chanchuk sem susikyo laso bes. Disum gewa chisape sonam ne dai rang zersum do. Ta nyunde chingus do nyunde chi de drachomba. Yeni nyunde gi lam ta solam ni jude drachombe dibu matho pardo lamnga zindegen nyunde. Ani rangal ani chanchu sepa. This is your data again. Yumta Maranzo on the Shidata, so secure. And it secure Lamnamazing denge. So Lamnamazing, Lam Matoken.
Lama token.
Or Lamnamazinken, touch Suzuki around on the Shide. Any Sunday Nala, Karayar is there, Javayora, Sangi. Kazang Gavale Shiranchi at this one. Kazang in a Mandu begging Kazajita, he was Unimes on it.
Conducti, Gyawagi Korla Yapos
Sangi. Sangi the marriage, Sondra Nala, Sangi or S. Kaje Jusujiran Yuldera, Nunte, Rangal, Chanju Seva, Susikyo, Sangi.
Oh, Lasso.
Soldenji Duna, T. Nina Mandibis, Soldenji, Samjenji Gunimes on it. What are those Chedek, Kazang, Kagawache, Jisu Jiran, Jisu Iran Cheg, Yulde, Yul nothing wins in Paris.
Oh, Lasso, Yulna.
Oh, Yulna. What a terrace. Yulna the Carre, Nunde, Rangal, Chanchu Seva, Susikyo, Sange. Ta Tusum Gavachi Sabalas, Ta Rangi, Ranjangi Gava, Tusum the Sape Gavayani, Tuilajana, Tuin Deba, Maupa, Tata Chijimba, and Maupane Chingu. Tesu Kangalagi pay Jisuran Jeshan and Digores. You have a Kasucha Sadina. Ta Gavala Jisuranjana, Gava Tugurva. Achipare, Dipala Jisuranchivan, Dipala, and Nipe. Gawa Gomeina Tini Diba Sagre. The Ayabo Martish, they were it. Chazan Tindigi Gavache Shadiola, Ranjan Sui Chevaina, and Nipe, Ningu repeating it. Yabore, pay abors the Gina Jabores.
And so then in the text on the fourth branch, it says, I rejoice in whatever virtuous merit has been collected throughout the 3 times by the hearers, solitary realizers, bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings. And so here in particular, it begins to list the objects of our rejoicing, those who enact good deeds, those who perform virtue. And here in particular, it mentions 4. We have the hearers, solitary realized, bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings. But when we add the victorious Buddhas, to this list, and that makes 5 objects that we can rejoice, of whose virtue we can rejoice. And these are all beings that are making effort towards virtue. And and we are also included within that list, ordinary beings like ourselves, those who have not yet entered the paths of the bhumis, such as the victorious Buddhas. But whomever it is that engages in virtue, those that make effort towards virtue, we can rejoice in that virtue. And then it says within the 3 times, throughout the 3 times. So we understand that there are 5 classifications of beings that can enact the virtue. And then when is it that we can rejoice? We rejoice in their virtue that was committed in the past, that is being committed at present, and that will be enacted in the future. So past, present, and future, whatever virtue it is. And in that way, actually, we should rejoice in their virtue, and really in a very deeply and sincerely felt way, really rejoice for all of that virtue that has been committed by the hearers, solitary realizers, bodhisattvas, ordinary beings, and all of the victorious Buddhas in the past, present, and future. And when we do that, we collect virtue just as they have done. But we should also know that it works the other way. If we rejoice when someone does something negative, when someone does something non-virtuous, and we're happy about it, in the same way we accumulate the non-virtue along with them. So therefore it is those that create virtue, and in that virtue we should rejoice in that every time we know of it or witness it in a very deep and sincere way.
좀 된데 잘 주베 갑라 이겨보 사결 다 야가래 야보지라 야보 사결 수시고 아래 공개 개와치 아니베 좀 된데 니한테 코르단 잡아 된다 소아불 무아불지 우스치리가라 아마치라 아니 부구tum이야 레니 마다요 말에 레 부구tum이야 부구티야게 레 야가데 튀제니 베 아마테게 베 레야가데 튀 자제 니 여보사겔라 불레 불데티 여보사겔기 좀 된데라 불레 좀 된데 불데티 차니 시바레 여보사겔기 베 세르당 베 랑보체당 수바든 불로 망부 불레리 차게 제요 말에 애니 궁가오여와 궁가오게 애니 야잔 지바레 디린 아니 여보사격은 딘데가 어떤 전부째서 아니 좀 된데 자기진 디닌 물어제 자기제만 손스
아니 안난 건다 kungawa 아니 카리
여보사 궁가오가 좀 된데 지바래
라서 카리
디린 여보사격이 애니베 애니 그 어떤 전제바레스 이 물로에는 지간 자기제만 손스 상기랑게 자기제만 손스 아니 아마데게 레 부투미야 레데 아니 베 차게 제송 때 가르체레스 아니 디 주아테 땅데가라 아니 좀된데 렌 껴네레 오 드링 야보사이가 와타 하 레베 톱 첨보 빼미스 방문 붙인 제바레스 이나 야보사이가 또서 갱발랩 송스 셈나 네 교환디니 톱진 제인즈니 아마티기 베 야보사게게 게왈라 세민 딩니 지수이란체 zon스 디린 야보사게게 게와데 엔베 체가다 아미케 zon스 수레
제가
아미 게와데 베 귤체 차바다
올라서
제상 아주 유당나 yula serna ke nyanga yoro nga zo be serna la tanda serni nyam jimbata nyam pardu chin yo marwa tar chin yo marwa ani so ko je genji tang ma peche ko mekende tang ya dan tendi yongu do ani tang kesi tang ina rang ge gasala tang megasala uljim ponde ge ina tela tang mi do
Rangi gasa.
gasa so
Yeah.
gabo nyebo yende
So,
ge
gabo-
one miri chipa yani gabo nyebo yende ge yani so tendi ina tela tang gorwa so to so maga chesa jila uljim ponde ina ko ina tang mi do tendi gi chabra mangbo chegi do puri mangbo che jegi do nga zo jimba tang di gala
Dodo.
tendi kyuni chegi o mares ani gabate karechena 17 be ta chubu jinche gores be kechimbo yores
Lasso. Ani di ama tiki di
amage
di
putumye reji
Gyalpo Nangshin di Gewa di Chega. Ani Chega Saso? Chega Saso.
제가 아마 라스래 갸비 게와 제가
Lasso.
다마 코나 부에데 셈디네 텔리게 게와 제요와 유라를 이래요 말 저저 유 제중고 말 이게 와서는 셈니 제거와 셈니 타 쳔나 게와 톱체 셈니 인라 밀라지 제바이나 게와 데 톱테점 용고 말에 데나네 란 진진당 린진데 데요나 데 게와 균이 톱침부 차고 말에
Denzindang
란 진진
Rangchinzin.
selfish
Yes, Lasso. And so there was a story from the time of the Buddha, and there was an Indian king named King Sagyal. And King Sagyal went to go before the Buddha and wanted to make a very grand and virtuous offering to the Buddha. And at the time, there were also some other arhats and bodhisattvas assembled that were making offerings as well. And then there was also this old lady who had nothing to offer but the cloth, the swaddling cloth that was wrapped around a baby. But she cleaned it and made this offering of the only thing that she had to offer was like this diaper cloth to the Buddha. And the Indian king had made grand offerings such as gold. He'd been gathering all of these grand offering for a long time, offered a big elephant, really, really great and grand offerings. So Ananda, witnessing this, then went to the Buddha and posed a question to the Buddha in wondering, which was the greatest of offerings, which was the most virtuous and the greatest accumulation of an offering. And so in answering this, the Buddha said that the virtue that was accumulated by the Indian king was very great. It was a great virtue. He had gathered many things and offered grand riches. But also he, along with offering these things to the Buddha also knew that the Indian king was very arrogant about this, was very prideful about this, thinking, oh, my virtue is so great and I'm offering it to the Buddha. And so because of that, it affected the virtue. Although this offering substances were quite grand, the state of his mind of this arrogance really, brought down the virtue quite a bit. And although the old lady had just this very kind of pitiful offering, of this, little cloth, actually, although the material offering that she made was kind of measly, the Buddha knew that this old lady had watched the Indian king make all these grand offerings, and she thought, oh, look at this, it's gold and gems and an elephant. This is so wonderful. How precious and wonderful and holy that the Indian king is making these offerings to the Buddha. And with that very thought, actually, the Buddha said in his answer to Ananda that the old lady accumulated half of the merit that the Indian king did in giving those offerings himself to the Buddha. And this is because of the power of the mind, this pure intention. When we make offerings, it's not entirely about the offering substance itself. It's about where our mind is when we're making these offerings. You see, if we have stinginess, if we're holding back something, then we see that we haven't fully perfected the generosity of giving. If there's any self-cherishing, selfishness, or any clinging to a true reality of that substance, these all compromise the virtue that is accumulated. And so this is what, it's said that we absolutely should, when we're engaging in the generosity, the perfection of generosity or the generosity of giving, then we shouldn't come from any selfish point of view. Also, we should really give something that we ourselves really regard highly, something we love, something that delights us, and yet we give it away. It's so often that we have something that we don't care so much about, that we don't really like, and think, oh, I'll give this. I don't like it so much. I have not so much use for it. And that is really the wrong way to think about it. We should give that which we really regard highly, and we should really, from the deepest part of our heart, be generous. So this is a little bit about that story and back from the time of the Buddha.
아빠데 초콜 꾸르꾸르 인라스 초콜 꾸라제스 상긴 지든 전이다 초콜 꾸라제스 주야들이 아니 마줄라 최세 초고 말와 어다티 초콜 꾸라제스 주야들이 대pe 개침보리 아니 두에나라 마소와레 미자오 오서레 최가리지나 소라 때문에 맨나 최세 초고 말이라 그래
Dulwala,
두에날 순가라 마소와레 미자오 오세 마소제 소라 마테벨라 최세 초고 말이스 상가서 또 줄루젠다다 만다 차송 줄루젠다에나 마녀는 우주게도 세기도
Choluk Shendak.
줄루젠다 같이제 수세다든지 트란버다 가바카사 시샤도 대시 초고 말에 원했잖아 오다 남비 최대된데 세 초고 말에 미 대바메교 미에네베 더바메교라 최세 초고 말에 소와테디 더바 여긴지 소와테 거와 추데 예제메젤 통즈우두게나 니 가지룽라 니가여와 가끔 건지기 추테로지는 때이나 펜도여와 가끔 건지리 추테로지는 된 추테이나 펜도여와 어때서라지래
And so the next branch that we will discuss is in regards to requesting the turning of the wheel of Dharma. So what we're doing is requesting for the Dharma to be taught. We're saying, please teach the Dharma. And so this is actually a very important branch, because actually if not requested, it's said that it's not permissible that one shouldn't teach the Dharma. Actually, within the Vinaya, the rules are set out that if one has not supplicated to teach the Dharma, if one has not been supplicated to teach the Dharma, then the Dharma should not be taught. But we see when we look around that within the other religious traditions, actually there is, just proselytizing and preaching freely, taught here and there, teaching in the streets and so forth. But actually, within the Buddha Dharma, it is said that the Buddha Dharma should not be taught to those who do not have trust and faith in it. The Dharma should not be taught to those who do not have the wish to hear it. So here, when we say, we request you to turn the wheel of Dharma, that's showing that the one who's supplicating for it to be taught has an interest in learning the Dharma. But if we just teach Dharma, and proselytize, it can really, people can kind of get angry at that. They can, can really rub them the wrong way. It's, for instance, we just don't force water upon someone. There's no sense in it. There's no benefit in it. But when, for example, someone is thirsty and they say they're thirsty and could I please have some water, and we give them water, then giving them that water then becomes especially beneficial. Dire begen
la
diengere. Yeah.
Jazan mazo karas ta chite teres semchen namge sambatang loi chita chitarwa chujung tumu tebai chuju kolo korto zol sung do as ta semchen namge sambagang semjengi lo ta kanga samlu jijin deg marwa samlu jigba yo marwa kaje rigba ya yore kaje kyo yore kaje ding yore tendide lo eni pe page wangbo ramding thasum yewe nane tendela pe chungpa jene ne pe wangbo duschen chungpa jene ani loye jera jitarwa chijung thumo tebayi chugi kolo kordo solzer sungda da terwa da nyentui ki chende bala demba jila tsambe ani pe jancho sudini jene ani harbatupji ke lamji sungdo jomden deki
Nyentula dembashi dang
demba jila tsambe jancho sudin yorwa ani dus chene harbatupji ke lam chazanji sungdo rangyalanji bare harbatupji dese ani jancho sebala jancho sebe ani pe ta jancho ki sem tsamde ani jancho ki sem dang tongi taba to chene ani yang jancho sebe lam yung sundoja ki rimbachi sungre ani sanga doji tebai na telekyang wangbo nombola ani sanga doji tebe rimbade dusin sundo gala pe lola chambajin du sundo as wada chesengeni na age shedu gala rang kang shebade mare ta chhe nyingen de la kandeju kokundu kandejin dugudu chhe nyingen de lola chambaji shedu misbe kechimbo chakwa.
And then we have the lines of this branch of requesting to turn the wheel of Dharma, where in the text it says, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma, the great, small, and common vehicles in accordance with the needs of all sentient beings and suited to their individual minds. And so here it says, according to, suited to their individual minds. And this is indicating that actually there's not just like one, there's just not like one capacity within all of the hearers of the Dharma, with all those that hear and learn the Dharma. There's not just one way of thinking. There's not just one level or capacity of understanding and taking things in. There are many, and actually there could be within those that are receiving the Dharma, there can be those that are on a very, very high level and capacity to understand and take in information. There can be those of average capacities and those of lower capacities of understanding. So all of this is really based on the faculties. We all have different strengths and weaknesses and abilities unique to us because of our own individual faculties. And so that's why there are different levels of teaching. As it says here, the great, small, and common vehicles. So in this supplication to be taught, it's also supplicating to teach in accord to the capacities and then to within the vehicles. So we have the vehicle of the hearers and the solitary realizers, in which as part of that path, we learn about the 4 noble truths and the 37 factors of enlightenment and the path of accomplishing liberation, the path to liberation. And then in the Bodhisattva path, and there are the teachings that accord to the Bodhisattvas, that of the generation of bodhicitta, understanding the view of emptiness, the teachings that accord with the progression of moving through the progressive stages of the Bodhisattva path. And then within the secret mantra Vajrayana teachings, when we teach in accord to those with very high faculties that accord within the secret mantra Vajrayana vehicle, then there are the teachers of the teachings of this tantric or the Vajrayana system. So it's important that the teacher of the Dharma doesn't teach based on what his or her capacity or desire is, or based on that desire, but rather the wants, needs, capacity of those that are receiving the Dharma. So that Dharma teacher needs to be able to really sum that up, to look around at the one or ones that he or she is teaching and really teach according to their needs and according to their levels.
Chokur Korea said that she would get Chimbuchawa. The Indian Chundanga Kanjur Buddhi Yada Yenala, Sape Chokur Rimba Sunkan Dina Yorova. Kanjur Nala Chokur Rimba Sunka Yores. The Galamazo Ta Manzo Ta Chumden de Sunshaga Kata to Lojonje. Any Samlotang, Susam like Grot, Tang to a Jungwade, then Missiva Kachimbuchadi, yes.
And so we have supplicating to turn the wheel of the Dharma. And actually within the wheel of the Dharma, there are the teachings of the Buddha, the direct words of the Buddha, or the Kangyur, in which there are 3 levels of teaching. And so we should, to the best of our abilities, then to receive these teachings. So we should study the words of the Buddha. We should reflect upon their meaning and then apply them in a way that is transformative to our minds.
Tembe sunshake sunde chata azon jelgiore. Samlutana lojonje samlutana ngazo sen pemboyewa, tundun yurguyewa, ngazo hakuare. Tindi indegala ta kan chela yobade chikshu gyamne lojonje ne samlutan susu nyumun hakazo jishu jat etu takwade 지구인의 전부 차대요.
Mhm. Although we were not fortunate to be born at the time of the Buddha, so we were not able to directly meet the Buddha, we do have the ability to meet with the Buddha's teachings, to receive those teachings by reading them and studying them, by understanding their meanings, by applying those practices. And when we, through applying those practices, then transformation and accomplishment can then proceed. We can then have that attainment if we really, really work hard and make effort. And especially make effort when it comes to working with the negative emotions, the afflictive emotions within the mind. We should really focus and really work hard to really, in this particular area of focus.
저거꾸라지 지구 고바다 까르래. 가르지는 지구 와래. 맞아 딱 코르는 데디어와. 코르를 쫄고 와라. 코르를 쫄라. 코르를 쫄람데 마시나? 코르를 쫄두고 말와. 상기 좀 된데라. 오다 맞아 카르베 람텐 로제 코르를 쫄려게 람텐 로제 즈데 주야던다 님부터 지구 와라. 초코코라지 라브마다 인규 던다들라 맞아 시기민도 마시바데 텐 람데 텐 로제 지구 와라.
And so why, if we step back and look at why it's important for us to supplicate our teachers, supplicate to have the wheel of Dharma turned for these teachers to teach the Dharma. Why is it that we supplicate in this way? Well, where are we now? We're all in samsara. We are deluded in samsara. And here we stay circling deluded in samsara as if, because we don't know the way to be liberated out of this delusion. And so what we're saying is, please teach the way to be liberated from samsara. Please teach the path of liberation. Asking for this actually is just a very essential point. All it is us saying, we're here, we're deluded in samsara, we don't know how to get out, please show us.
자자다 람음아데 디차데레 자무통바니다 장주기 셈데 달람음아데 차데레 달람음아데 에 부디 예나네 순샤겨 던당음아데 자무통바니다 장주기 셈라 냠는 제다 달 달람음아 차데레 진지 군진 군다는 뭐지 순어래 수이 동이 떠나 텔라 상긴 지든 좀 고바트가 있는 저수래
수통이 동아
또 텔라 상긴 지든 좀 고바트가 있는 동이 떠니 다들 가르잖아 동이 떠봐이나 단지 머리 박히 거와 머리 박히나 코랄을 똘투 거와 상긴 지든 줘야 돼 semchen tonje semchen korwale tangya tondarwa mariba kheya tondarwa tangarang mi rene eni tongi toyalem bene mariba kheya la chim bethuwe na ngaso sangi manje ne sangi jiten jubi kobade rang la tu gorda
mariba khe or
mariba khe na mariba me chana ngarang tikila mariba me bacha suna ngarang solata sangin gel manjel ne sangin jiten jubi kobade tu gor
Konda ngato di marikpa ani meba kena
Meba Zotubina,
meba sotupani
Susu Kalegim, Meba Zotubina, Sakin Jitin Jimbe Kopatu, Rangla,
konda kale sungrunan.
Rangi Yamnenche, the Mariba Meba Zotuma, Rangla, Sakin Jitin Jimbe Kopatu, Sakin Jitin Jimbe Kopade.
Okay, di tama di yapo
Sakin Jitin, Saki, Mama Lord Nidon to give a pepper.
laso.
Pepe Kopade, Mariba Kea Tondale pepper. Kea Tondara, Sungito, Tony Mariba Kea Tonda. Tandang also Yamnente Jen, Suzuki, Mariba Mechana, Sakin Jitin Jimbe Kopade, Naran Tuber, Naran to
Laso.
Chaza, Susula Sakin Jitin Bekoba took the Matute, Sete, Suzuki Mariba Keda Makela Rally.
Yeah. And so we are supplicating to be shown the liberating Dharma. And what is the actual liberating Dharma? The actual and authentic Dharma that leads to the true path of liberation is profound emptiness and the practice of bodhicitta. Because actually the very way to accomplish all of the 84,000 heaps of teaching of the Buddha, when we take these two aspects, realizing profound emptiness and practicing bodhicitta, this is the way to uproot ignorance. This is the true, authentic path to be liberated. And so Guntang Rinpoche has said that to realize emptiness, when we have the direct realization of emptiness, then we now have accomplished the purpose that the Buddha set out to teach. For it is seeing emptiness that then eliminates self-clinging, because ignorance has been uprooted. Ignorance has been completely eliminated. And so this is the purpose for us to completely, the purpose of the teachings of all the Buddha have been for the purpose of uprooting this ignorance. And so that's why it is said, as Guntang Rinpoche has said, when we realize emptiness and destroy or uproot, eliminate ignorance that is the very basis of our delusion, then we have now made this accomplishment that we have now accomplished the purpose of all the Buddha's teachings. So even though we haven't directly met the Buddha within this life, within this body, within this life, when we realize emptiness and uproot ignorance, then we have accomplished the purpose of all of the teachings of the Buddha.
That dusri ta ngone chokur korea de ta dije ta di jema de tukba de nyangale minda ba so te be yan la asre wada kanje lam ge shingi na da tumba chamden de ta te de ta kazoji kuzi ringba ju ina roeton de lakchim bu yong go wa wada tende indila ani be Juroche is Yangan Madoroche is Swate. Kurwa Chisi Mantombar, Nyangan minda tuji, dungal yatso chingway, semjan namla zisu sozo zeta tate sungre. Korwa chisi matong parto, ani chik nyangan mandawa, ani tape semjengi sambe rewa konya tontara, juro chis, semjan namgi zisu, ta semjan tamche dungal karsata, nyangan minda tuji, dungal yatso chingwa yize. Semjanta dungal gi pe nar diyor, dungal jing diyor wa. Te dungal tele ne pe raya tontala, ene shirang ne pe ta nyangal manda juro che se tomba de inanda, jizundoma inanda, ta kare ina rangi kare tube na tela ne, wodo du sin swate gores.
And then the sixth branch is beseeching. Beseeching the holy ones not to pass into nirvana, but rather we are supplicating and beseeching those that show the path, our spiritual teachers, the Buddha, our gurus, to stay and stay for a long time, to live a long life. For the longer they stay, the more they can benefit and bring their blessings to us. And so it says within this verse, I beseech you to remain until samsara ends and not pass away to the state beyond sorrow. Please, with your boundless compassion, look upon all beings drowning in the ocean of suffering. And so we're supplicating and beseeching until samsara ends, until this ocean of suffering is empty. Do not pass, but please stay in order to accomplish sentient beings' benefit, because sentient beings suffer terribly. They are bound in a suffering existence. And so we supplicate for our teachers, be it Tara, the Buddha, your root Lama, spiritual teacher, to stay and teach in order to benefit all of these suffering for the purpose of accomplishing sentient beings' purpose, all these beings bound in suffering.
That karsore rang machena tini is kora pe judiana bento yomares roa rang machena tini yawanam judiana bento susula tondi girgo mar susula bento yongo mare suse ne pe
Rangi machena
suse machena suse ne gawa machena.
Oh, lasso.
Yanda ba pe tonde tumbaje chema tubina. Jawat su juyana tonde ngirgo mar ran pento chet go mare. Tindugala susu ngone lasam nanda chene. Chikajo tutu gawalan ju tuwe chawada gende rang la yore is.
For if at the time, then they themselves don't have that wish, don't have that thought, then having us say that, having us verbalize that, saying, please stay for a long time, then built upon our desires, we're putting it out there. This is our desire. Please stay. It will be of benefit to us and others.
Yeah, that kizu break chigimbe.
Hola, so yeah, the chito chick zogtrodo ta.
Oh yeah, they know the down any jugu chenarwa. Break chenas.
Lasso.
Kunsan tangin danza karma chus.
So we're coming up on just about an hour, so maybe we can take a 10-minute break, and we still have the last branch of supplication to do. But can we take a 10-minute break here? Does that sound okay? Okay.
Yeah.
dig it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's on. Oh, Chile Mindo.
Sulamado.
Yeah. That was one and this.
Okay.
Lim ko chalenga chi. Will.
Will.
Yeah, that tamang wari. Wari pe miswa ke chimbu chadre. Yang wari pe ke chinji chire desi. Karzana pake lojong tundim mina didwa. Todanila chawani ze mide. Todanila chawani ze degala gos rewa chugila tangbo semgegi zizimba chine gyurchambundo ya. Ani tama ani kang rewa cheshada gesa en tonze domindo ya gesa minchomiya da teni kela gesa ini ngo res zojangla. Todanila chawani ze da otatere. Go tangbo rewa chudigala semgegi zimba chi. Ani tama ngwa cheda. Ngwa cheda la ngwa ta sumre. Ngwa chambu sumre. En semjen ton la ngwa chik. Sangi temba yuring dunia la ngwa da ni. Ani lam gawe shingin tu kuzi jabe thenga la ngwa ta sum. Ta temba da ta tene ngwa. Te subek ngwa chambu sum la ga. Kipeke chimbo da yes.
So next we come to the branch of dedication, and dedicating is also very, very important. And as it said, there are both the conceptions of doing and the action of doing. And so in terms of the conception, the aspect of intention, then we engage from a place of good intention, of pure altruistic motivation. So from a very pure motivation. And then secondly, then we engage in different activities, different actions. So we have those two steps, as it is said, the mind intention and the action itself. And then actually after engaging in an activity, it said so that the roots of the virtue that have been gained through doing that virtuous activity or deed, so that those roots of virtue are not destroyed, we should dedicate them. And there are three particular dedications called the three great dedications, where we can take these roots of our virtue and dedicate them to the purpose in three different ways. We can dedicate the roots of these virtue to the purpose of all sentient beings. We can dedicate these roots of virtue for the purpose that the Buddha's teachings spread wide and endure long. And we can dedicate these roots of virtue to our spiritual teachers, root lamas, our masters, living a long and healthy life. And these are called the three great dedications and are especially powerful.
Si Kurangana, that is Sonam Chisa Pazino, Tamche Chanchu Gurkane. Rangi Gavakande, Chichapade, Tamche 장주 유르균네 림버 미터 로아이 젬베 팔도 다 규치 저승도 다 수수 에 뒤인rin 간데제 가와 사바데 네 탐제 장주습이 로장제데 상기 고방스 거를 상기 고방 dimni pacha da cheba zone sangi no zobe chanchugi kubang thobi
Gonda Dribni Bakchak
pacha da cheba chane ni
Jan.
oh sangi kubang thoba shots de yungir wa shots de tindi yungir ta ti sonam thule rimbur mi thopa sozo ani pe ani da roa simchen de dembe any be tepunam debe palam debe tepunla suzungura sho zen monam gyagdo
Droa Samchen Kare?
simchen roa simchen sagi san dinging tepun ta yani pal ota teneli gywa sho oh suzun natkin chiche yon sho yon gyura sho la ga gewa chola pe ngwa yabudo
And so in this seventh branch, this final branch, it reads, may whatever merit I have accumulated be totally transformed into the cause of enlightenment, and may I become, without a long passage of time, the glorious deliverer, benefiting all migrating beings. And so we say that whatever merit that we have accumulated, so from whatever length of time we have been accumulating virtue, we take all of these roots of virtue and we gather them together with the intention of having them be the cause of enlightenment, the cause of accomplishing the level of Buddhahood. So by these, my roots of virtue, we think, may my two obscurations and my karmic imprints be purified, and may I, without a long period of time passing, then go on to achieve the level of Buddhahood. And then it says here, may I be the glorious deliverer benefiting all migrating beings. So we can think that we are like a captain ferrying all sentient beings, delivering them as well to enlightenment, to the level of enlightenment, the level of Buddhahood. We are, not proceeding without thinking of all migrating and wandering beings. Actually, we wish to gain this enlightenment so that we can then lead them, just as the captain of a ship would ferry passengers along. May I be that guide and deliver all sentient beings.
Oda dus chene yala ta ngwa de cheba ina kyun pendo kare yare sidikala ngwa chena ta ngaso nyumon chingwa kunlen chade yare kunru ke chocho chade yare jedang ke chocho chade yare jedang ngwa ma chebe gawa de kanga jedang ki jom rukudwa chunju na yare umon jupe na yare tezu chik tezu pe ti ni de ngwa chena gezaden jom tubo mare chu tipaji yazune luna yazo maza berdu chip tuba de zoye marwa o tena ji ngwa chena ngazo geza chunchun chebade ngwa cheshida pe geza chimbujina lucha zoni chagore pe misiba ke chimbu chagore es ngwa de pe ke chimbore es.
So we have this dedication of merit. And what is the beneficial, why is this beneficial? What benefits are achieved, are accomplished when we dedicate roots of our virtue? Well, first we look at our own minds. We look that our minds are so quick to change. We are just so ready to become full of emotional response, such as hatred and anger. And it's said that even a moment of hatred can cause the extinction. It can completely destroy any virtuous deeds committed in the past. Even a small moment of anger and hatred will completely destroy all of our virtue. This has been said in the way of the Bodhisattva. This is also stated in Entering the Middle Way. But but then again, once we make a dedication of those very same roots of virtue, they are safe. There is no way for them to be eliminated. There is no way for them to be destroyed. In the same way that drops of water themselves will not be exhausted until the whole ocean itself dries up. They will always remain. Like that, our small roots of virtue become very, very vast when merging, when dedicated, like that small drop of water that merges with the great ocean. And so these are the 7 branches, the 7 limb prayer to Arya Tara. And so we do this practice along with a gathering or accumulation of Tara's 10-syllable mantra. And in this way, it's very beneficial. So regarding the 10-syllable mantra, I'll give a little bit of an explanation on that.
세대가라 omdele 이게 숨이어레스 이게 숨데 겨드나 누바보 랑게 룽아 이숨데 쳔나 마타베 룽아 이숨데 쳔고레스 누바보 랑게 마타베 룽아 이숨 강투기 라이 kusuntu tsamba jabana jizundu me kusuntu tapalai jizundu me kusuntu de tsanyarese ta ti tambala jana tambe kusuntu ta la kare jana jar chojore te kabai na jar chojore te pe jarte buarese.
And so we start with the first syllable of Tara's mantra, which is Om. And within that syllable itself, 3 sounds are contained within. And those 3 sounds have symbolic meaning. And what they symbolize is twofold. In one case, they symbolize the impure 3 doors of our own body, speech, and mind. And they also symbolize the enlightened body, enlightened speech, and enlightened mind of the deity. Or if we are practicing the Buddha, the enlightened mind, body, speech, and mind of the Buddha, whatever deity it is that we are practicing, then there is this symbolic meaning of the enlightened 3 doors of body, speech, and mind, or pure, the completely pure doors of body, speech, and mind.
Tare sedigala troll sedilagore. Troll se laya de kare troll gore tangaso mansong sumgi jipa le troll gore. Mansong sumgi dunga le troll gore. Mansong sum nyawa ida tunru sumgi jipa le troll ya.
Jikpa,
Nyawa yida tunrusum ki dungale tulea.
Dungao.
Oh, dungale.
Wanda, ani yidak dang nyalwa.
Nyawa yida tunrusum.
Dundro.
Ngansong sumzana ta te sumre.
Mhm.
Di dungale tolne, ani chupchade, ngonte kopang, ngontola da mi kopang tere. Dibude,
Midang
lada mi kopang, ngonte kopang.
ladang ni.
Di indigala kibu chungu chokorda chadangchi tenyong go res. Pe tonda zapore.
And then next we have the next syllable, which is tare. And tare means to liberate. And what are we liberated from? With this syllable, then we are liberated from all of the fears of the three lower realms. From the fright of the three lower realms and from the suffering of the three lower realms. We are liberated from the suffering of the hell beings, the hungry ghosts, and the animals. This is liberation from these states of suffering. And then liberated to the level of attainment of a God or human being. And mi dang lagi go kebugi kola karisum pela
Lada mi kopang de chupchade lada mi kopang kibu chungu chokorda chadangchi tenyong go res.
And so what this is indicative of actually is the goal of the capacity of the lower capacity individual, which is to achieve just that, the state of a rebirth within the gods and human realm.
Oda tutare sitigala, ani karela gore, ani ta nyumung ginchik paletone, nyumung pa, ta lada mi kopanda korwenene, te nipe nyumung jikpa yore, tele ta nyumung bin jikpa letone, tharpa tujje lam, ani nginjung ke sambe zimbe, tongi tobe lo gyule kene, ani nyarang ke kopang tubi arang jibe tondu, ani nyente darangya ki tharpa tujje lam de chadam tini tengi gore yes.
And then we have tutare next in the mantra. And in tutare, then this is symbolic of freedom from the fear and fright resulting from the afflictive emotions. And so we gain freedom from the afflictive emotion and then attain the state again of humans and gods, this rebirth in the gods or the human realms. And within the path of practice of this individual, then there is also then the realization, there is an emphasis on liberation from the suffering of samsara. So therefore there is renunciation from samsara and an understanding, a realization of emptiness. This is the level of the hearers and the solitary realizers.
Turi soha sedi ta tagi tongi tobe lode chanchu ki semgi zimbache ne shitu ki nyambon roache chanchu ki semgi zine shitu ki nyambon roa minemi nyande thogora sangi kopang oda dus chene anipe dingi zunju dus chene chazanje sangi kopang tuya lam chazama de tini shigores 너네 기비 준비 저거데 상황마다 저 버쳐서 된 주고 상아
Sangwanga.
기비 준비
Oh,
저거데
Tsangak.
상하다 저 버튼 주고
Mhm. And then we have Ture Soha. And so now, on top of having a realization of emptiness, now the element of a mind, intention of bodhicitta is embraced. And embracing the mind of bodhicitta while having a realization of emptiness, this is the direct antidote to the obscuration to omniscience, the obscuration to wisdom. So now this has been purified. And now not only do we have a liberation from samsara, we have a full nirvana, we have the non-abiding nirvana that is achieved, the non-abiding nirvana, or the full level, accomplishment of the level of Buddhahood, because now the obscuration to omniscient wisdom has now been purified. It has now been removed. And this comes from this twofold bodhicitta and emptiness in unification, in union. Because now what we have here is the full and complete path. We have everything that needs to be included, present. And now this then puts someone, in the category of one that can accomplish the path of a secret mantra Vajrayana.
그래서 장주기 동리의 장주기 생기 심배전에 동리 곰나 고바 용수 접수기 동리 곰거래
Genla Gondak ani kale ani Jangchupsen dang Tongni.
장주기 생기 심배본에 동리 곰바이나 동리 곰겐데 고바 용수 접아 고바 조야 다 고바 가르 용수 접아 가르쳐 거잖아 이게 윤지 담아대 시티바 방도 보러
Yongsu Zoba.
고바 용수 접아 미니빈 두부 미니빈 양대 도 거라 때 곰탄데 따때 딜리 따배 동리 곰탄지 곰탄 야가지요 말이스.
And when we rest within meditation on the realization of emptiness while embracing the mind of bodhicitta, there is something exceptional, something special that happens. In this state of meditation on emptiness, while infused with bodhicitta, then all of the cessation is fully accomplished. And what is it that is brought to cessation? What is it that ceases? It is the two obscurations. We have the cessation of any afflictive obscuration, veiling the mind, veiling the mind, and we have the removal or cessation of the obscuration to wisdom. Both of those veils eliminated, we are now established in the state of non-abiding nirvana. And there is no meditation on emptiness, no meditation on emptiness that is higher or greater than this.
어다 두시레다 간전 루밍 나기 돈다테 텐디시 차디요. 문에 돈달 지침보리. ngamanindi 고아 gemne 데니지 인사레 좀 셰디게 돼. 다 협지 파본가 대징님 부분 로미케서 나라 이다 다가란도 빼야보도.
Kare nang
단당에 셰드 나진지 로미케서 나도.
drome.
로미케서
tep
빼 지든 그마게 기름도 소름지 냠는제 와마.
lasso.
어디 Hirim Kabdula Tendus, Mag Tontate, Tananga Shebana Jinji.
Oh, lasso. Mm-hmm.
In the Lo de Bochen, that was some town and Digidus.
Mm-hmm. And so this is something, actually, this explanation that I've just given you comes from a particular scripture, a particular text written on the practice, the creation and completion stages practice of Arya Tara. So it's not something that, I've made up, but it's something that actually came directly from that text on creation completion stage practice, and I've given it in a way that is easy to understand. It is easy to understand.
What a thing in the paper, Miss Shizun Drama singing there. Shitake tilling your walk in Jipa Yetan, Chututan, Tendelek Sungare. When it Jipa Gelek and Jipa Chutu Likavatan is Sungares.
Jikpa ke
Get on Chututan, Chutu, Tende Sungares. Pemisivachi, Jundamachidan, Tilegi Lare, and Shidage tilling your wood on Tende. And in Ranzos Maso Kota Malana, Jizundumi Kota Guinea Lugumares. Masons so at the Bay, Abuja Tabu, Futus Tabu.
So this practice of Arya Tara is exceptional. Tara is said to be the one who can free us from the 8 or the 16 fears. She is one whose blessings are close and her enlightened activities are many. She is said to especially have many enlightened activities that are easily accessible for those that practice. And so we should supplicate her, practice her, and we should supplicate her in a way of true longing.
Jizun Remit Tuba Sangi number Nanzakin say Tupachi, then a Jizun Remit in the Karasuna Zundan Rintan Tuki Zirwes Ta Chi Naban Data Denzer Diarwa Tini Mato Zayag Tutua, Tutang Rimne Tanda Naza Mambo Rimne Zindua Rimne Tikit Tizo and Be Tizer the same as Dungal Tamchen jumped Grace Jizun Remitiligi Donda Rimdan two Gizri Dungal Son number Pante Simjan Jambana la young
21 tars, Genma?
Sangi number Nanzegi Topajia Jizun Remit
Oh, that's so.
What in a yore? Did to be the Najidin Remi painted the Tissin War. Any? Jizun Rematendi Zungi Nopatoya. Any two Zana two Mizuya getended Nopa Katuya. Any Jim Tanta Nazatella Rimne Lagre, Pope Rimtani Champa Yacham Tesukanga Rimne Lagre. Rimnet zo Jizun Roma dot Puris. Dungal Kandijina, Jizun Roma Swatana, Dungal Teta Selt Puris. Any Jizun Reme Tobando, Tobade, Sarniam, Sum, Zintene Donina, Pundagan la Pu, Nordegan la Nor, the Pacandijina take to Grace, Jizun Reme, the Bade, Mutu the Nang to Grace at Sundua. That's Jizun Romala Nibayana, socially each himena, Yanta Tatan Degmarwa. The Soso each hedan, Mepatas, Tembo Guare, the package is.
And so then there is a praise that was composed to of the great qualities of Arya Tara. And in this praise, Nampananze Injikela, the
8절 부다 베르잖아. 남낭 베르잖아.
Yeah. Varachana. So written by Buddha Varachana in the praising Tara's qualities. And within these different verses of praise, then he speaks to her powers, her abilities, where she has the ability to pacify all illness, disease, demons, infectious diseases, whatever harm that can befall one, she has the ability to turn it back, to avert that harm. So, for example, the harm that would come from poison, Tara can turn away. The infectious diseases that we see right now within this COVID-19 pandemic, things, infectious diseases like colds, viruses, different things like this, they're all within the classification of infectious disease. And Tara can turn this back. And whatever it is for one who supplicates her, she has the power to accomplish that one's wish. But Tara has the power. She holds the power. She holds great powerful might. Yet without our own faith and trust, we will not be able to experience her enlightened activities. So it is actually our own faith and trust within Tara, a real longing, trusting, faith that we supplicate her and her blessings can manifest.
어다 데레 에스와 애니 결혼서 나양 사연 더 봐이나 니 페이스북 나라 나 촌디 지시가 뎁진 니 페이스북은 따요
Facebook la
아니
Tara kita pa
따라 또바단 나 망고도 되나라 tombadan taradan tape mangbudu ani keranso tinal tadan enjidan dandan kangadu pe apodu
di drupta purpe ani chakpe
tamarida ngar kyang de saya tendere
oh la so
sabtende mise mindo la mangbu ngadu tenala ne Facebook na tan chayira ini member jigin 제샤 교지 양 단다 림여와 menjunala 유지들의 유지나나 림기류나라 단다데 네다데 림기류나 다다 셰샤두스
카레가
단다
페이스북
베베 네 페이스북 나타이 베베 유지여라 유지기 림기류나 대소 건가 따다 단다 네다다 건가 셰샤도 되나
oh la so injike dangpurke niga
인지게 대 인지는 유르산도 따다 되기는 미시 dum도 벽에란도 네다샤 되나 니가
oh
마가 안그런다 네다 당식 말아 어때서 결혼서 그거에나 로그인나 펜도용 그래스
And so Geshe says that he has a like a digital text that he can post to the Facebook, the IBC Facebook page that has this mantra and other mantras of other deities that can be recited. And so for those of you who have a wish to see these mantras and read them, and then be able to recite them, he said that he can post this on Facebook, and that he has posted on Facebook. So actually within the Tibetan medical, within Tibetan medicine, there are the scriptures called the four tantras, upon which many of the medical advices come from, called the four tantras. And this has been translated into English, and he has this, and it's already in English and Tibetan, so that there was this this doctor has made this digital file, and now it exists in Tibetan and English. And Geshe says that also there's a chapter within the four tantras in regards to infectious disease. And this is up there online, and you should all read this, because you can learn more about, from the Tibetan medical perspective, this COVID-19.
Neta amchichila de nadwa New York.
Oh.
Eugene Sheshaka neta tagaran legidusa. Chipa chigyan.
Gyuji dang tangsangi nenem di.
Ko neta yoya de chipa chigyan dus.
Oh. Gyuji gi netang e.
Oh.
Oh.
Indigala tape. Also ngazo treden jeya do 사보 망조 베제단에 장무통규 미도스 암지되게 라도 장무통이나 미보 만나게 도스 사보통에니 미바도던 잠대 도스지기도스 추콜만 몽부통에도 뺏게 전부 도스 아니 다심 셈라 남자지기요 말아 셈로레제 셈로 뽑았지 아니 칼라도 주진사고도 뺏게 전부다
Di kerangi lapsha yangmena di amjiki lapsha genla.
Amjiki lagido.
Oh, lasso. So actually it's quite remarkable. If you go there and you read that text, you'll see that there are so many similarities between what is said in this text within the four tantras on infectious disease. You'll see the parallels are very much align with what they're saying about infectious disease and what we're seeing happening with COVID-19. And this doctor was from New York. And also his advice is to really, at this time of the pandemic, to stay well. We should take great care of our health and hygiene. We should eat very nutritious food. And he says also that one should not be drinking cold drinks like ice water and drinks with ice in them. We should stay away from ice drinks because they really affect, constrict the throat. Whereas if we drink warm boiled water, this moistens, relaxes the throat. It moistens the throat. And this is really important. So drink lots of boiled water. And also, as far as our minds go, we should really be very sure not to be in a fret about all of this. We shouldn't be panicked about it. We should be relaxed and optimistic and really very confident, but not fearful. But again, underscoring the fact that important to take in very good nutrition at this time.
Mihada, kanji tendiji res roa. Ne labia de tendiji res.
Is it like yeah?
Ta ngazu kesan te chasan jita 젠덴체 산했더니 연락 좀 받은데 된 드마타 듀바지어와 된데 애는 중화사네 니 주고 양 ngwa karchana digara jamba pa kari rawatne kare ngwa chena tendi chichena pe yabo res yundu tendi chigina ta tizu tung kanji tonta de zo ke chembore ta yala dindi gala kale la mandana lemsang azo tonta de sherg marwa tangbo kale landen ni kumgi njor tangna deni yabo res ye shargom ze chagre lola be tonta de shar ti den nyam ton den bayina de sharom chagor be yabon gores kanchi
Okay.
tonta de
Lots of.
be ke chembure tonta de samdang be ke chembure
Mhm. Okay. Chikani lasong samgito dene tangpo chendring yen lakudun dene jela.
drome drama vivaj do
Uh-huh.
umchom den de malamun mala cha chal de ma ye phade da khaburwa tonta dene
Mhm.
chazang changdeore dene
Mhm.
drome nga de sa tu che ye gala ka sa tu na
Mhm.
en drama swata
Mhm.
nga sa
More.
chorsona ani su su yang ngwa de chi du sun ju
Mhm.
zona ya bo res
Mhm. Okay. And so that was some advice here that I have given, and now just um, to go back and review, what we've been talking about in regards to doing the practice of Tara at this time and the importance of practice of Tara at this time. We start with the invocation, inviting Tara. And then there are the words of the 7 branches. And then there is the main practice of Tara itself, like the practice of the 21 Taras. And then there is the gathering, the accumulation of the mantra. So we can supplicate Tara and say Tara's mantra, accumulate the mantra. And then at the end, then we will then dedicate. We dedicate those roots of virtue. You can dedicate the roots of virtue with whatever dedication that you would like such as the Samantabhadra dedication, like we do in our closing prayers. You could do that. And so those would be the steps that you would go through to do a Tara practice at this time. And so what's important is not just to focus on the recitation, but to focus on the meaning, because it's really the meaning of what's being said that's important. So as you recite these words, so when you're reading, for example, the 7 branches that we have here, read them slowly and think about the meaning at first. Think about the meaning and read them. And do this over and over again. Habituate to this. Really have some repetition with this and do it regularly. And when you do it regularly, then as soon as you, through having read the words and thought about the meaning and read the words and thought about the meaning, and then in one session you'll be reading the words and actually automatically the meaning will just appear in your mind. It won't be a conceptual thing. It'll just be there. And this is when we talked about the different kinds of meditation. We spoke about this type of meditation where the meaning just suddenly appears on the mind. And so then this is a really important point because it's really the meaning of what we're doing is very, very important. In order for us to get to the stage, this what's called the shargom, or, it just arising naturally, then first we need to think about it and really habituate it.
ya 당이 또서 제단한테 차상지 넣은 곳 대견서 하고 그래서 그래서
And
규르샤도 열어 땡긴 넣은 곳
And so this is something that I thought that would be, something that would be really good for you, that you need to recite and you need to be practicing at this time.
하게 그산 치대도 멀리 심정근 jungun줄지는데 다 간디스탄은 리고르 개버려 말에 내다는 진심시 당과해요 말에 저런서 간에 놈대요네 대단하야 그래 때 달모체 다는 등에 니긴 두스탄 거 달모체 다는 Om Alisem Gwenje 단디 니치 니간도는 디고 치치분다는 디고 아주 덤버 드마베 늘라 차림이 패송스 삼루때 당고데 뺏게지 지는 드마메베 사저 메시고로 드마메베 사저데 메시고로 아스마.
And so I have, you can, if you have a particular way of chanting this, you can chant in a way that you would like to, but also you can chant like so, and Geshe La just kind of gave us an example and showed that for us, and that was the first two verses here, the verses of invocation. And so you can chant one or two of those verses, but in any case, chanting, after chanting this, really in deep, like longing supplication, invoking Tara, then at the end of one or two verses, one then visualizes or senses that Tara has arrived in the space before you, at the eyebrow center in the space before you.
That then village has that's what it is. Mojan ige tunne bo pave sonoma jesu. Oma meneta de para mige chutan semen senne nyumu wanjurbe di batam je shab. Nyunde ragal chanje sim suzu kyo la so. Tisum gawa chisa ba sonam nane dai. Semje namge samba kang loye chita chitaro. Chichun tumu taba ye chege korlo koto. Koa chizi me lombara nyanga minda tujizi. Tunga yatso chinwa ye sanja namla zizu. Dage sunam chizaba tamche chanche gyegyurni. Rimbo miton wai dembe paldo da gyur chiza. Tata talmu chindanandi gorandi. Tanda ngede gyokhat chakdwa. Talmu chindanandi goresi. Talmu chindane tundade mas korgura. And
so one thing I forgot to mention, at the time of invocation, you should put your hands together in prayer. So join your hands together in prayer as you invite Tara in the space before you. And again, remember, there is no place where Tara is not present. And Geshe La has just shown us that after the two verses of invocation come the 7 branches, which he demonstrated how to chant that as well. And Geshe La says that we can keep our hands pressed together, joined together in prayer at this point, because pressing, joining our hands in prayers activates, our, like us mentally in a way that really seals this supplication in a very authentic way. And so you can keep your hands in prayer throughout this whole supplication, visualizing Tara in the space before you.
Tete yela dungone swade tepsane Omchomdanda mala mondo mala cha solo chizondro motare tutara genjigus tureton tamje terma soa yegi chularavun Omchomdanda mala mondo mala cha chizondro motare tutara genjigus tureton tamje soa yegi chularavun Omchomdanda mala mondo mala cha solo chizondro motare tutara genjigus tureton tamje 소에게 줄라라 디저테 중화대장 음따레 투따레 투레서 음따레 투따레 디 장사라 아니 벨라스제 소와테 베테다 소콘는 네베사조 데네다 본타도지와 최당자시 배wan제도 소 간리자베 쿠리징간 베나데와마는 중 제레즈만 텐징게서 샤베시데 파도 땡규 Jambal Pave, Chita Jambatan, Kundo Sambo, Teanti, Yada Kungesho, Daloche, Pewandi, Tatam Jeratum, Tisum Chebe, Yawatam, Makana, Chudunga, Bada, Jenga, Sawan, Dimunja Sambo, Jeratum, or Muni, that do Sijana, Chazanjin, Domabe, Duvia Yabushuchagorta, Pitabo. 뒤에 시라자야 매었지. 아니 차상지 상대긴 차고.
아니 데두 파나 디 드로메기 니소 사체키 도냐 그러베 디션
니스타지 던투나데 니스타지 던는 누구래? 저마던 단디 로마 디바데 로마랑게 소리.
라소.
저지바다 아디샤게 뉴 아니 뉴니 저지바다 아디션 로마 소아테도 갈라키는 로미토 바사고레스. Canane, no me topan a mi chiquita, llevate sato comiendo ziti, managi ore, te gana mi chire, sato comiendo ziti, e non romantic di sune. Chundan malamundo malacha, salo chitan romatare, como tu taragin chicken, to return on Tamjetrama, so I get you up this.
Oh, lasso.
Thank you, Queen. She gives you mato tonta chipare.
And so, then once we finish the 7 branches, then we then recite the short supplication to Tara that was composed by Lord Atisha, and then we recite the closing prayers, like the long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and further dedication and closing prayers. And if you do, a practice like this, actually, it's really a very perfect and complete practice. Everything is included, everything is complete, and it doesn't take a lot of time. And so there is also the supplication to the 21 Taras, and I asked Geshe about this. I wasn't sure if he was abbreviating the 21 Taras, but actually what he was reciting is this short supplication to Tara, which he said, if someone were to have the supplication to the 21 Taras and have time and want to recite them, then, that's very good. That's very, it's a very wonderful recitation, but also in this very short supplication of just a few lines, the entire meaning is included. So one can really do a very complete practice in an abbreviated amount of time. And it's really said that the blessings of the enlightened activities of Tara are really incredibly close, meaning, really easy for us to attain. They are very, very accessible to us.
다 소속은이 이치단 대바단 따난단 매바메나 단 르미 질링유부 짱짱기 현도 연구 말와 렘베 알롱다 컴베 짜규즈 니고 거래 알롱 연나 짜규도 스타나 짜규 콘사에나 알롱델 콘나 야텐 두구라 대마도 알롱 연나 짜규 연나 알롱메나 콘사 요마와 인디가라 소속은이 대바 아버지 이치 매바 예수 빼미스밖에 전부다 대바 매바 림바 템바 딩인진 시랍스긴데 림바도 갖고 빼미스밖에 전부리.
So although the blessings of Tara are close, if the student doesn't have faith and devotion and pure view and devoted interest, then although her blessings are close, then the blessings of her enlightened activities cannot be experienced. Just as we need the two parts, we need the hook, we need to have there, even if there is a hook, if there is not a ring to be caught, then there is no connection. And so this ring is like faith and devotion and interest. When we have that, then these two can connect. There can be activity accomplished. And this is really, really based in faith, devotion, and genuine interest. So it really starts, there's a progression. There is trust and faith and interest and dedicated intention, and there is steadfastness, and there is meditative concentration. They all come together in a natural progression. Okay, so Geshe says he's done talking. What questions do you have? I guess. And these 7 branches that we've been going through, please think about them. Each of these branches are very, very important. And maybe, I guess, raise your hand if you have a question. I don't know how we do it, but.
I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So I suppose I've been wanting to ask about this for a while, but have been waiting for Geshe to bring it up. But when he's talking about the Tara mantra for the final two words, not syllables, but the Ture Soha, he says that represents the Vajrayana path, correct? Which is secret mantra and tantra. And so I suppose that is secret mantra as opposed to the public mantra or the well-known mantra. So I guess my question is how do we begin to practice these practices, or when do we become qualified to practice these things, or when do we start to know about it?
Ani di regeshila. Ani pana di tore soha. Ani di kola drashe kyundu. Dene di jela yang. Ani dene sangak doje takpagi nyamlen yang. Ani yongi yore. Di dang dralwa yore. Di jela. Ani ngato di sangak doje takpagi nyamlen di. Shena dene ngato di Di shi kari gore. Di nyamlen mache ngunla ji kare drup gore. Nyamlen shanda kare.
김로 semketezo peke chimbro atsami jitezo. Chidani jidunme nga de te chegi nga chadi yorwa. Nga tari de yorwa. Ani tanda nyamlen chetade tegi tape chendenche tini eladun den tini dwemetaba yidi karindonande tini tegana tumi zunga sa ani nga cheshana nyamlen chasanji tan dweme Latup Chatanji Ungorda.
So, you know, when we think about what the foundation of the practices of secret mantra Vajrayana really are composed of, then this is really the basis of a really solid going for refuge, a mind of bodhicitta, and the practice of the four immeasurables. That's really the firm foundation that we need in order to practice Tantra. But when we include all of the steps of the practice that we've been talking about today, this is also a tantric practice. This is an accomplishment of the deity, because in this way there is the invocation, there are the 7 branches of practice, is the recitation of the praise to Tara, and then the accumulation of the mantra, and the dedication. This is exactly accomplishing the deity. This is tantric practice. And so the foundation of this practice of Tantra is indeed refuge, bodhicitta, and the 4 immeasurables. One really needs to have that in place. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Was it different than that or more than that?
Could Geshe maybe explain the difference between common mantra and secret mantra?
I haven't heard of common mantra.
Okay. So all mantra is.
Not so pena Geshe la not so di sang ani sang ngak ani lapkidoa sang ngak yena yang ani tunmongi ngak ani yena.
That to be the baby to war, Sanga see that to be the baby to war. That well, Sanga the Hajang Chapra Chimuchasonwa. Jagala ina Sanga the baby to mother, the Nipe Yondrajan to go mare. Well, Yondra Jesharwa. Yondra Jeshare. The mother Sangas, the Sanga Vitonta the Ikobalaga. Sang baby Suni, and to be a chadi.
La so perla ani bene
Tundra Jesharwa. You Kanga Yondra Lapshara mother, the mother Jagala inang, Mama, Jagala and the Chigo.
Lasso.
Najor Barangi, Beni, Mandoya mother me, Yosemiza Labgo Mare.
Gonda ti per gang yagargi kebar yapo gosumason.
Jagala Sangagi Nyamninjirwa. Ti Yosemiza Tingi Mareswa.
Lasso.
Pula Nibe Sanga de Tape Tumra Jesharwa.
Begi
McKinnon Society.
Oh, lasso. So it's not like there is, so we call it secret mantra. And it's not that there is another mantra that is like common or other than that. But it's called secret mantra because it's something that in some places is not just so openly disclosed, so openly practiced, openly shown. In Tibetan Vajrayana practice, we just practice everything. You know, there's nothing that's really hidden. It's just, you know, the full complement of practices is very open to see. However, within like India, for example, secret mantra yogis and practitioners and so forth don't show everything that there is, and they don't show all that is being practiced. Some of it is kind of hidden. Some of it is just not disclosed. And that's why there's this, you know, this term in, like in Tibetan, it's called secret mantra.
Mingden sanga mingden devaramada. Then you can attention. Bola.
Yeah, we still call it secret, you know, we use the term secret mantra, but in Tibet, these practices aren't really hidden practices you know, they're not hidden practices.
Yeah. Labian Ruminga, the Chazan Lapsar, Sanga, the Bejan Yomar, Kanga Lapcharis.
Yeah, and I haven't, you know, there's nothing that I held back. It is a practice of secret mantra, but I have just explained it all to you here within our teachings, within the 7 limb supplication to Tara. Nothing was hidden or secret.
That Tanda the name the Doyle and Ruminga side is which kitchen beans are. Then Yorumbuchegi, Mundenala, in La Dindan Devagan, Ruminga son, Sana.
So at this time, when we are experiencing the pandemic, the practice of Arya Tara is really crucial, very, very crucial. And His Holiness the Dalai Lama really gave the prediction that it is through the practice of Tara that this can slowly, this will be pacified. So pray to Tara, practice Tara.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
You, in the same section that William was talking about, the Ture Soha section, Dianne, you translated saying we were that we are established in the state of non-abiding nirvana. Can you can Geshe clarify the non-abiding part? What does that mean exactly?
Minep ani gena di minepe nangde ani
Minibinyande is the Sangi
minepe gicha di minepe gicha gikola minepe gicha
Minibinyande Yande de la Nyande de la Chepinyande Nyarang Tarba de la Chepinyande laga Kunyumung Payo Marwa Karza Shiti Payo Mara Nyumung Parwa Nyumung Pang
rang
Nyarang into the Rangal Chepinyande laga de la Chepinyande Sangi Kovan de la Minibinyande laga
lasso
Any Domani Timitan de Gala Ranjing Yande laga
gonda
Domani Simgi Ranjin Timaju Marwa
demane
Domani Tan de Gendala Ranjing Yande laga
rangjin yongde
Oh Domani Timitan de Gendala
So in answer to you,
any Dulu Ginyande Jidan, Sanga Ginyande Ningura,
minepe nangde la
Dulu Dan Sanga Jingura.
dolu sana
Ta
doluk
Perjin Tabilu Dan Sanga Doji Tabilu Ningura. Tate individual Goshim the Jachan Tisare.
lasso
Minibinyande and Sangi Kopan de Lagores. Any Nyente dana gel de la chepe nyande la gres.
Mhm,
Chepa la
mhm.
che la de karzana cheka gajare. Nyumung pang shiti mapa inza ko nyande cheji cheka madara yang mara.
Mhm. Mhm.
En sangi sepete ka sangi yung digala nini bi nyande tape jian phane jian yung mar ganga phansa.
Mhm.
Otate.
And so when it comes to the fruition of nirvana, we have different levels of nirvana. We have 3 main levels here of nirvana. We have partial nirvana, and then we have non-abiding nirvana, and we have natural nirvana. And when we have partial nirvana, this is the accomplishment of the hearers and the solitary realizers. They accomplish a partial nirvana. Sometimes actually in Tibetan it's like called half nirvana, because they have abandoned the afflictive obscurations or the obscuration of the afflictions, but they haven't yet abandoned the obscurations to omniscience. So they've only completed half of the abandonments necessary to attaining a full nirvana, full non-abiding nirvana. That's why it's called partial nirvana. When we speak about non-abiding nirvana, this is a nirvana that is the full nirvana, the full beyond suffering state of a complete Buddha. That is non-abiding nirvana. And in non-abiding nirvana, all that needs to be abandoned, has been completely purified. The obscuration of afflictions is abandoned, is removed, and the obscuration to ignorance is removed. And so it's full non-abiding nirvana, or full Buddhahood. And then there is the Buddhahood that exists, that which has primordially been pure and free from any stain of obscuration. That's what's called natural nirvana. And so that's a little bit. So the non-abiding nirvana that you ask about is full level of Buddhahood.
Rangi nyande yo yinza chepe nyande ta rangi nyande semgi rangi na tima maju yinza rangi ta semgi rangi de jimi ta de yo yinza ani nyomo lubru nyomo panya jungorwa
Mhm.
tila ta lubru nyime nyomo pambe pancha de la ni chepe nyande la ti ja sebe tima ta chepa panya de la yung su zo pa pancha ro ta pancha thada pancha de la mini be nyande la tepe 닝지부도 중지대 답에 소승한서 샘기란신들 두도 샘기란신 어서와 디만은 루브와스데 율라면 송도 샘기란신이 따빠 인자 그 루브르 디만의 방기가 받아 하고도
Mhm. Mhm. And so due to the primordial pure unstained mind, the state of natural nirvana, the mind primordially is completely pure and free of any stains. And it is because of this that once the temporary obscurations of afflictive emotions are removed, the hearers and solitary realizers are halfway there to realizing and being in a state of primordially pure mind. But they still have the other half of the obscurations. Then when the other obscurations, the obscurations to omniscience, are removed, one arrives at this natural nirvana, this completely pure, free state, free of any obscurations. Primordially, it has been that way. You then are at the natural state of mind. And as it is said in the Gyulama, in the text, the scripture called the Sublime Continuum, it is said that the nature of mind is, this primordially pure nature of mind, is the nature of luminosity. It is completely pure.
Oh, semgi ranjin osawa timanane lubruala.
And it is actually, it is unstained and untouched by any of these fleeting, any of the fleeting stains of affliction. It is untouched. It is clear. It is clear light and completely pure.
Yeah.
And so that's really quite a beautiful way, beautiful example to speak about the true nature of the mind.
So is that the state that we are returning to, the non-abiding nirvana? Is that essentially an equivalent experience of clear light? But we're returning through our own practice to that original primordial state.
Dene ani di rebeke shela ngatu gi nyamlen chene ngatu di demane ki rangshin yanker ani lokpanangshin pena ngatu nyamlen chena ani ngatu di semgi osalwa dang ani trima dang makurpa ki nangshin yanker
Tati tanang tange hapos.
ngoso topo.
Di ngaso tanda ngaso thonggo marwa. Tesa lubru tima de salsona di semgi ranjin de susong ngocha thugore. Ngocha thune ting ngozin yabu juna eni pe sangi dugore. Te tima lubru wada kalje sel dugro. Lubru tima sel di jabe pacha de jaba pacha de shende shitip sigara pacha de la sheje shibala portu chokinde la shitip sigara. Tingiga sel sona tas sangi tagaran rangi semgi ranjin le zurdu sangi zede jambachi saltan e yomar. Ten daga ishin doyaran daga ishi. Daga ishin dozerde. Daga ishin dozerde chomden suin doji. Semto ban semto na ishi imbena sangi jindu matsuchi izusunga.
Oh, kale sunruna.
Semto na ishi imbena ase. 남켄즈의 야와제 이시세야데 셈베 따가라레라그라 셈토나 이시 임베나 상게진도 마술지 상게즈도 주도 주르도 살고다마 살고고야 마레스 마란조 셈데 란진데 시고 레스 셈기 란진 어살바 임바데 뭐자 트소나 따가랑 상게르디요 Tati ngoche trabala tos kabarwa. Lubru timata gore, tejabe tejabe pachate sangure, meazugure. Mazo sangita du yogenji tende samutangi omartas.
Dene bakchak, di nyomong dang bakchak, di shedre pani dakna dene ngusu topo tongi
Oh,
ngusu topo.
tit semgirajin di sheum kona.
Mhm.
Te takaran sangire.
Mhm. And so the nature of mind is something that, although it has been primordially existent in the same way, is something that we don't see. We don't see it because it is not until we clear away the stains of the obscurations and the karmic imprints. These two need to be completely purified in order for us to recognize, in order for us to have this recognition. Once we are completely free of these stains, through our practice, we purify the temporary stains of obscuration and completely purify the karmic imprints that cloud us and veil us from wisdom. It is once we remove those, then what becomes manifest to us is our own Buddha nature, is Buddhahood, is this mind's true nature. And as the Buddha said in the sutra on purity and wisdom, something called such as the Sutra on Purity and Wisdom, when you see the nature of mind, what your essentially what you're seeing is wisdom. What you're seeing is Buddhahood. What you're seeing is the nature of mind, because this nature of mind is free of it naturally is free from any of those adventitious stains. And so what happens when you see it, it just manifests. You remove, Geshe is saying it's very difficult, but we're not attaining Buddhahood from outside anywhere. It's not like we are gaining something from exterior factors or gaining something outside of ourselves. We're removing obscurations, and then what already naturally and primordially is then becomes manifest to us.
다가이신도 찍빠찍기하는 다가이시나 셈니 이신 중이고 상기진도 맞추지도 셈승인데 이신 중에기 육자대 셈이라신데 셈때가나래 셈니 이신 중이고 상기진도 맞추지도 상기들 대양진도 젠지탈고 말했어 소스 셈는 간제 셈이라신을 때문에 말레바 따가랑 말레베 따가랑 니베 주말루부르가 제 소나 따가랑 상기를 라bre 인증부터
So in this sutra, it's really quite beautifully expressed, where it says, when you see the nature of mind, what you're seeing is you're seeing this very, let's see, semtongna yeshe
semgi ishi
semgi rang.
semgi ishi 중이고 상계전도 맞추지.
So I hesitate to give an exact translation of this sutra word for word, but because I want it to be exactly right. But what is being said is, when we see this wisdom nature of mind, this wisdom nature of mind is the Buddha itself. The Buddha is not is not something that comes from anywhere else, is not gotten anywhere else. It is the nature of mind, this primordial, maybe the Geshe, primordial wisdom is the Buddha. It is not something that's that is attained from outside. It is by removing that which veils it that we can then see it. And then right away, Geshe La says, then right away we are enlightened.
Dita yulame shijatawin dodere. Yulame kuntusun dode ningire do. Daga ishin dodan. Dijishabi ningbun dozadiyare. Tati,
And so,
miswe kechimudo on dotikidi.
and this particular sutra actually, Deishin Nyingpo Gido e.
Oh, yulame shijatawin do. Yulama kuntusan dode ndire. Daga ishin dode. Daga ishin dodan do jemba chingiyare. Dijishabi ningbun dozengi jitan daga ishin do. Daga ishin dode tandangi tsi logendere.
Oh, lasso. So there are two sutras actually that speak that really speak about this. The the sutra that is related to the sublime continuum, and the sutra related to Buddha nature. Deshin Nyingpo-gi.
Deshin Nyingpo dosi.
The sutra on Buddha nature. And so both of these actually really speak about this nature of mind. That is the Buddha. And the verse that Geshe La said was the one from the Dakpo Yeshigido.
Dakaish. Ani lobon lujang ichi sundwa. Lobon lui chanchu ngomolutu gilomare. Lobon lui chanchu zerde. Konge sung dinde jare. Ya chanchu suikane zumain, suikane jimain. Chanchu zerde sangirwa. Sangi suchigi ratu zungyo mare. Sangi zende michigi jambachigi teki mares. Suikane jimain. Rancho yonso sheba ne tela sangi susim bezu jede ani bagi labalom nyerche sam duba gyate eni nyomon chode ze geve chode yonso zoba di chesona ti sangi rese sangi zurdu yomarela injibudo atekide mulutu lujangi sumrata.
And then one of Nagarjuna's disciples, Nargabuddhi, called Nargabuddhi, said that whoever Jangchup
Sugene Zumain, Suikan Jimains, Janju Suji Datu Zunyo Mares, did to take you the Suji Jambaji take Mares. Rancho Yonso Shebanetella Sangi, and it's so enebe Bezoja Samdra get Lubritima de Ze, a gave the Tamji Shesona, tell a Sangi Sigormata, Sangi the result of Yomarilla.
What is said with what he said, that actually one doesn't become a Buddha from doing anything other. So one that clings to a self, is one that doesn't become a Buddha. It is one that strives towards eliminating the afflictive emotions and really endeavors in virtue that will become a Buddha. The Buddha doesn't come from anywhere else than this.
Yeah. 다 당wa jege. Oh, chuzukuba zinzumba.
So now shall we recite our dedication? Finish here for the night and recite dedication.
Kare rave korove jinkambe pendade Malun Jungwen, Cherezon, Tenzin Shabe Side Bardo, and you, Chi, Jampal Pave, Chintara Jamba, Kundo Zambo, Tean Tejin, Teta, Kunji Sheso, the one did the Tanja Rakum, Sum Shebe Yawatan, Kona Choto Napa, Dajin Savan, Zambo Chuji Rabdo.
In the land encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefit flows in your person, Chenrezig Tenzin Gyamso. Remain until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience and Samantabhadra too, so now I dedicate these merits to train and follow in their footsteps. As all the victorious Buddhas of the past, present, and future praise dedication as supreme, so now I too dedicate these sources of my merit for all beings to perfect good actions.
Yeah.